GPT said, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to speak to the fire that lives inside each and every one of us. The fire that refuses to be extinguished, the flame that whispers to us even in the darkest moments that our story is not finished." We've all heard the phrase, legends never die. But what does that truly mean? It's not about statues. It's not about your name on a plaque, and it's not about fleeting applause. A legend is born when ordinary people choose extraordinary courage. A legend lives when someone decides to rise again after being knocked down. A legend endures when the lessons of their struggle outlast the span of their life. So when I say legends never die, I'm not talking about someone else's story. I'm talking about yours. Every setback you've faced, every challenge you've endured, every time you wanted to quit, but didn't those moments carve the legacy you are building right now? And when people say legends never die, they mean that your impact, your example, your fight will outlive the limits of your years. This is your invitation to stop living small, to stop hiding your greatness, and to realize that what you do today echoes far beyond tomorrow. Because in this room, in this very moment, legends are being written. And the truth is, legends are not born. They are made by choices, by resilience, and by the unshakable belief that their life matters. When we say legends never die, it's more than a phrase we repeat to sound powerful. It's a truth that lives in the way people continue to speak about those who made an impact long after they're gone. Think about it. Time erases many things. Memories fade, faces blur, voices are forgotten. But what does not fade, what does not weaken, is the echo of courage, the ripple of resilience, the unshakable mark left by those who dared to live fully. That is what it means to be a legend. And the beauty of it is this: you don't have to be on a stage, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be written into history books to be one. Every single person has the ability to create a story that outlives them. The question is, are you living in a way that builds that kind of story? Or are you just passing through, leaving nothing but dust behind? Legends are not born with crowns on their heads. They're not born with the guarantee of greatness. They are made in the fire, in the grind, in the weight of adversity. Every time life knocks you down, you face a choice. Do you stay on the ground, safe in the comfort of surrender, or do you rise again, bruised but unbroken? That decision, repeated over and over, is what shapes a legend. Because legends are not remembered for the times they won easily. They are remembered for the times they refused to quit, even when every reason said they should. Look back at the stories of those who inspire you most. Their victories were never smooth, never simple. Their journeys were full of nights of doubt, seasons of loss, and moments when everything inside them screamed to walk away. But they didn't. They stood again. They fought again. They chose to burn brighter than the darkness around them. And that choice is why their story still lives. You see, the world tells us to chase security, to chase approval, to chase the easy path that guarantees less risk. But legends are not made in comfort zones. They are not built where life is safe. Legends are carved where it hurts, in the storms you think will break you, in the failures that make you question your worth, in the moments when you think no one notices your struggle. And yet, those moments are the very foundation of something eternal. Because when you rise, when you fight, when you keep going, someone else is watching. They may never tell you. You may never know their name. But your resilience gives them the permission to believe they can rise too. That is impact. That is legacy. That is the heartbeat of a legend. And maybe right now you're sitting here thinking your life doesn't look like that. Maybe you've failed too many times. Maybe you've been counted out, written off, told you'll never make it. But let me tell you this. Every single legend in history was told the same thing. Every single one had a moment where the crowd doubted them, where the critics laughed, where the doors slammed shut. But here's the difference. They didn't let rejection become their final chapter. They turned it into fuel. They turned it into fire. They chose to rise when it was hardest. And that's what made them unforgettable. So if you feel like your story is broken, if you feel like your path is too messy, understand this. You're already in the territory where legends are made. Because legends are not perfect. They are not flawless. They are not people who never made mistakes. They are people who fell, who blawed, who got it wrong, but who never let failure define the end of their story. And because of that, their names echo. Their lives teach. Their courage spreads like wildfire. And long after their voice goes silent, their example still shouts, keep going, keep fighting, keep living with fire. That is why legends never die. Now I want you to think of your own life. Think of the people watching you right now. Think of the son or daughter, the friend, the colleague, the stranger who sees you fight through your struggles. To you, it may seem like nothing, like survival, like just another hard day. But to them, it could be everything. To them, it could be the reason they choose not to quit. To them, it could be the spark that keeps them alive. That is what impact looks like. It's not always loud. It's not always celebrated. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's invisible, but it's powerful, and it will outlive you. So don't waste your life trying to be remembered for the wrong things. Don't chase applause. Don't chase titles. Don't chase shallow recognition. Because those things die the moment people stop clapping. Live for something deeper. Live in a way that even if people forget your face, they never forget the strength you gave them, the hope you handed them, the fire you carried. That is what builds a story that time cannot erase. That is what makes your name whisper across generations. That is what keeps you alive long after you are gone. And here's the truth, your time will pass. One day, your heartbeat will stop. The question is not whether you will die, but whether your story will. And the only way your story outlives you is if you choose right now to live with courage, with purpose, with fire. Because in the end, no one remembers the person who played it safe. No one remembers the one who never tried. They remember the one who risked, who fought, who gave, who lived so fully that their spirit refused to be buried. And that is what you are capable of. That is the invitation of this life, to rise beyond yourself, to leave something bigger, to live in a way that makes the world whisper, when you're gone, this one mattered. This one fought. This one was a legend. There will come a day, ladies and gentlemen, when your name is no longer on the lips of everyone you know. There will come a day when the photographs of you are tucked away in boxes, when the sound of your laughter is remembered faintly, when your face is no longer clear in the minds of those who loved you most. That day is coming for every single one of us. And yet, here is the beauty. What people may forget in detail, they will never forget in impact. They will not always recall the words you spoke, but they will never forget the way your presence made them feel. They may not hold on to the specifics of what you did, but they will hold on to how your courage gave them permission to stand taller. That is the truth behind the phrase legends never die. Because it's not about your name living forever. It's about your influence, your impact, your legacy echoing beyond your lifetime. And that power is in your hands right now. Think about the people who shaped you. Some of them are no longer here. Some of them may not have even realized the way they touched your life. A parent, a teacher, a mentor, a stranger who showed you kindness when you needed it most. They may be gone, but they live on in the way you walk, the way you think, the way you love, the way you choose to rise. That is immortality, not the kind carved in stone, but the kind carried in souls. And if that is true for them, then it can be true for you. You do not need to be larger than life to be remembered as a legend. You just need to live a life that leaves others stronger than before they met you. But here's the challenge. Most of us live as though tomorrow is promised. We waste time, we waste opportunities, we waste moments because we assume there will always be another chance. Legends don't think that way. Legends understand that life is fragile, that every day is a gift, that every breath could be the last. And because of that, they live fully. They give without holding back. They stand even when it's uncomfortable. They fight for meaning instead of settling for comfort. And because they do, their lives ripple outward in ways they may never see. That is why their story never ends, even when their heartbeat does. You may be tempted to believe your story is too ordinary to matter, that you're not strong enough, not talented enough, not influential enough to leave a mark. But legends are not born from perfection. Legends are born from persistence. They are born from showing up day after day, refusing to quit, refusing to shrink, refusing to believe the lie that their life doesn't matter. And you have that same power. You have the power to live today in a way that outlives tomorrow, to choose words that heal, actions that lift, courage that inspires. You don't need an audience for that. You don't need a stage or a spotlight. You need only the decision to live with fire, to live with integrity, to live with meaning. And here's something most people forget. Legends are not written in grand gestures. They are written in the quiet choices, the ones nobody notices at first. It's the parent who keeps showing up for their kids, even when exhausted. It's the worker who keeps grinding day after day to provide for their family. It's the friend who listens when everyone else walks away. It's the dreamer who refuses to give up even when nobody believes. Those are the seeds of legend. They may look small in the moment, but over time, they grow into something eternal. One day, someone will look back at your life and realize that your consistency gave them stability, your resilience gave them strength, your love gave them hope. And that will be the proof that legends never die. You see, the world chases recognition. People want followers, applause, trophies, titles. And there's nothing wrong with being acknowledged, but that is not what makes you live forever. Fame is fragile. Applause is temporary. But impact, it is unbreakable. It weaves itself into the hearts of people. It becomes the reason someone believes, the reason someone stands, the reason someone fights. That is the immortality worth chasing, and it is available to you every single day. So stop waiting for the perfect moment to make your life count. Stop waiting until you feel ready, until you have more money, until you have more time, until you have more support. Legends are not born when everything is in place. They are born when people take what they have, right where they are, and decide to live with everything inside them. They are born when someone chooses courage over fear, purpose over comfort, impact over recognition. And that choice is yours today. And yes, you will fail. Yes, you will fall. Yes, you will face moments when everything inside you whispers that it's pointless, that nobody cares, that you should just give up. But remember this, every legend you admire faced the same voices. Every legend doubted themselves. Every legend wondered if they were strong enough. And yet, they didn't quit. They decided their story was worth writing, even if no one was cheering for them in the moment. And because of that, their story lives on. So if you find yourself doubting, if you find yourself weak, if you find yourself ready to throw in the towel, remind yourself, you are in the exact moment where legends are made. Think about it this way. One day, someone you will never meet may tell their story, and your name may not even be mentioned. But your influence will be there. Your example will be the unseen hand guiding them. Your courage will be the invisible strength inside them. That is the true definition of never dying. You live on not because people remember your details, but because they live differently because of you. That is the mark of a life that mattered. That is the reason your story is worth fighting for. So ask yourself today, what kind of story am I writing? Am I living for applause that will fade? Or am I living for impact that will outlast me? Am I chasing comfort that dies quickly? Or am I chasing meaning that echoes through generations? Because make no mistake, your choices are carving your legacy right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to plan for some distant future. The legend you become is born in the decisions you make today, in the way you respond to pain, in the way you rise from failure, in the way you love when it's hard. And if you choose well, your story will outlive you. One day your body will stop. One day your voice will go silent. But your life does not have to. Your impact does not have to. The courage you live with today can echo forever. That is what it means to be a legend. That is why legends never die.